Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Hageland, and we are broadcasting live from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks Bryant Lake Regional Park, located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It is a beautiful day here in the Twin Cities, and I am grateful to be here with you. I hope all of you are listening today are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. I want to thank all of you that leave messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your questions and comments. Please continue to let us know of topics or questions you'd like for us to have on future shows. Call or text us anytime, 612-999-3426, and we look forward to hearing from you. We are adding new listeners to the show each week, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our shows on the AM 950 radio website, and we can also be found on Apple iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and many other streaming services. We have another great show for you today. Joining me in a few minutes is Jill Whippler and Terry Collins. They both work at Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge senior living communities located in Maple Grove, Minnesota. Jill is the executive director, and Terry Collins is the sales director, and they are here today to talk about the benefits and challenges of senior living. Their community offers 39 memory care and 91 assisted living or independent living apartments, and is nestled in a quiet neighborhood close to shopping, restaurants, and services. Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge is an established community with a seasoned team of senior living professionals, and they've been a part of the Maple Grove community for over 20 years. We will be discussing the 3 greatest challenges in searching for the best options in senior living. So stay tuned, grab your favorite beverage, sit back and relax, and you'll enjoy listening to our conversation today. Before we begin our conversation with Jill and Terry, I want to mention we received several calls about our previous show with Melissa Spees. Remember, she's the founder and owner of Living Spirit Therapy Services, and we discussed the benefits of in-home neurologic music therapy treatments for individuals of all ages that are experiencing neurologic disabilities or neurologic conditions such as stroke, Parkinson's disease, and autism, along with early childhood and senior wellness services. They empower clients and their loved ones to move beyond disability and illness to release the living spirit in everyone, helping clients develop, practice, and utilize skills and techniques to help them live rather than just cope with the stress of illness and disability. For more information, visit livingspirittherapy.com. That's livingspirittherapy.com, or call Melissa at 651-363-3936. Once again, 651-363-3936. We also had several calls about Jenny Hoagland. She was the certified classical homeopath that we had on a previous show. She shared with us the benefits of homeopathy. Jenny has a passion for bringing holistic health and healing to the world. Jenny's life changed dramatically when she found relief from chronic fatigue and brain fog with homeopathy, and she loved the patient-centered approach of this powerful yet gentle modality. Jenny is a 4-year graduate of the training program at Northwestern Academy of Homeopathy in Minneapolis, and is now a clinical instructor there at the academy. In her private practice, Jenny specializes in helping people with issues like anxiety, depression, chronic fatigue, digestive and autoimmune issues, and many more. To Jenny, there's nothing more rewarding than seeing clients find freedom, ease, and joy through homeopathy. Jenny was recently awarded the favorite place for holistic care in the 2021 Minnesota Women's Press Annual Reader Survey. You can find out more about her at hoaglandhomeopathy.com. That's spelled Hoglund, homeopathy.com, or call her at 651-492-8387. Once again, 651-492-8387. She is a delight, and you would love talking with her. She's just amazing. All right. Well, I want to mention that you have 2 ways today to get your questions answered. First, you can ask your question live on the air by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly show producer, Patrick or David, will be answering your call on the air. That number is 952-946-6205. Once again, to get your question live on the air, 952-946-6205, or you can directly text me your question at 612-999-3426. All right, let's get into our show today. I'm really excited to have these two amazing people here with me. Joining me is Jill Whippler and Terry Collins. They both work at Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge Senior Living Community located in Maple Grove, Minnesota. Jill is the executive director and Terry is the sales director. And they are here today to talk to us about the benefits and challenges of senior living and to discuss the 3 greatest challenges in searching for your best options in senior living. Welcome to the show, Jill and Terry.
Well,
Ken.
thank you, Ken.
All right. I'm so glad you guys could be here today. I, first of all, want to thank you for giving me a tour yesterday of your communities. That was great. And Jill, you did a great job.
Thank you. We're
And,
glad to have you.
A lot of smiling faces there, which is always exciting to see. Not every community has a lot of smiling faces. Because I always gauge how well things are going by the smiling faces of the staff and the smiling faces of the residents.
We believe in fun.
No.
We do.
That's exactly right, and it shows. You have a very energetic place there, but it's very quiet and relaxed too at the same time. But anyway, well, welcome to the show. We've got a few minutes here in the first segment. My audience loves to hear about you guys and your background. So I'm going to start with you, Jill. Tell us a bit about your background and really what inspired you to get involved in senior living care.
Okay. Well, I have a Master's of Health and Human Services Administration from St. Mary's University of Minnesota. I have known that I've wanted to work in the elder care industry actually my whole life. Great relationship with my great-grandmother and a wonderful relationship with both sets of my grandparents. Ever since I was a child, I've just loved the elderly and working and helping in this industry. Volunteered, been doing this professionally for about 7 years now.
Okay. And how long have you worked at Rose Arbor then?
We're coming up on 2 years at this
2 years.
community.
All right. Well, everyone loved you there. When we're walking around, they were saying, "Hi, Jill. Hi,
Yes.
Jill." So that's great.
Yeah, it's a great building.
Well, yeah, it is. Terry, tell us about your background. Only the things you can say in the air, but tell us about your background.
He did that to me, didn't he?
I had to. I know you so well. No, but tell us about your background for the audience, and again, what inspired you to commit your life's work to the senior living communities?
That's a tough question to answer because, to be honest with you, Ken, I was working in private duty home care when I started, and I answered an ad.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can say about this, because I've been in sales all my life and sold a lot of different products, mostly in women's fashions. Mm-hmm. But from there, like I say, I answered an ad. And I was on a round table, 3-4 years ago, and it was regarding men in this industry because it is a female predominant industry.
It is, yeah.
Somebody asked me, well, how did you get started? And I told the story. I answered an ad, and I said, but the better question is, what would get me to leave? And that's either retirement or death. Yeah. Either way, whichever comes first.
Right.
Because this is, where can you find a sales position where you're actually changing people's lives every day?
That's right. And they're coming to you with sometimes problems that have elevated to a crisis level.
More times than not.
Right. And in my practice, it's the same thing. You're dealing with really life and death, and it's so important to have the opportunity to educate people, because I think what people are missing so much of the time is information. If they have the information, they can make a good decision, and we're going to talk about that today, as we kind of tease the audience here. The 3 greatest challenges in senior living, and we're going to explore that here later in the show. But welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge. Great names.
Yeah.
We got a couple minutes here in the first segment. Tell us about your community.
Sure. So our memory care Wildflower Lodge was actually built as a hunting cabin originally. So it still has that rustic charm to it, definitely. It is much more home-like than any other community I've ever been in. And you can probably attest to that because you were just there yesterday. When they built Rose Arbor, then they kind of kept the same theme. So we've a very cabin-like. Everyone has a Minnesota cabin story, so everyone feels at home when they walk into our community for sure.
No, it does. And Terry, you can attest to this. It is unique. I mean, I get a chance to see a lot of senior communities. A lot of them are newer. And they've just been built and they had that new modern feel. But this one really had a homey, I mean, just like I said, it's got like a lodge. It just felt really comfortable when you walked in there.
Well, just touching on Wildflower, it is a memory care that's built out of what was purposed as a hunting lodge.
Right.
And I tell people when they tour every time that they've got, I've got to give a lot of credit to the people that designed this and kind of came up with this, because how do you do that? And it really has turned into something special.
Yeah.
And we're running out of time, but we can talk about that a little bit in the next segment, and just how Wildflower is just one of the most interesting and most caring places in memory care.
Yeah. No, it sounds like it. All right, it's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Jill Whippler and Terry Collins. They both work at Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge Senior Living Community located in Maple Grove, Minnesota. Jill's the executive director and Terry's the sales director, and they're here today to talk about the benefits and challenges of senior living and to discuss the 3 greatest challenges in searching for your best options in senior living. If you have a question for us, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. I'm Ken Hageland. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about ways to improve your health and quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is Jill Whippler and Terry Collins. They both work at Rose Arbor and Wildflower Senior Living Community located in Maple Grove, Minnesota. Jill is the executive director and Terry is the sales director, and they're here today to talk about the benefits and challenges of senior living and to discuss the 3 greatest challenges in searching for your best options in senior living. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. Before we return to our conversation with Jill and Terry, I want to mention this program is brought to you in part each week by Minnesota Hospice. Minnesota Hospice is an independent, locally owned medical practice serving our Twin Cities communities with innovative and comprehensive end-of-life health care. The team at Minnesota Hospice has been helping patients and family members with award-winning end-of-life health care. Please do not wait to learn how hospice care can benefit you or your loved ones. Hospice brings compassionate medical, social, and spiritual services to your home with no cost to you or your family. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the caring team of experts at Minnesota Hospice. They are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 952-898-1022. Once again, 952-898-1022. Or visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. Also, I want to mention several calls about the air purification system that we are endorsing here. I use this in my home and in my business. If you want to eliminate allergens, mold, bacteria, and viruses such as influenza and COVID-19 from your home or business, please call the Minnesota Health Institute at 952-270-0345 because they'll give you a free demonstration of this portable air purification system. Now, this system was developed by NASA to keep astronauts safe in space, and now this technology is available for use in homes and businesses. If you want to get things that are harmful, like pathogens, like COVID-19 and influenza, by disinfecting your air and surfaces 24 hours a day, this is the equipment you want. Please don't wait to get the peace of mind of having this amazing technology in your home or business. And when you call, mention you heard it on my show, and you'll get $100 off your purchase. Once again, for information about the air purification system, 952-270-0345. All right, Terry, let's continue our conversation about Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge.
Well, Jill mentioned Wildflower Lodge, which is our memory care, was
Yes.
purposed originally as a hunting lodge. And that may seem really counterintuitive to a memory care, and I was just about to say, I really give credit to those that thought of that building as a memory care, because it offers a place where our wings are very short. 6 to 8, I think our largest has 10, and those are for our most, cognitively aware and mobile folks. But the rest are 6 to 8, and we have a caregiver on each wing. So the care is immediate. And we've taken this building that would be, again, counterintuitively as a memory care into something really, really special and really, really caring. And if you're interested in memory care, it's something that you have to see, because it is so different from just about any other memory care in town.
Well, and the thing, too, what was struck me yesterday as I was being toured through your community is the high ratio of caregivers with residents. And as you mentioned, these are very short wings. I mean, so you're not looking down a long hallway. They're right there in front of you. And I think, Jill, you mentioned the fact that your ratios are like 7 residents per caregiver. So again, you have really quick response for any needs that may come up with your residents.
Exactly. So memory care, it is just one caregiver for 7 residents. We also have a float in memory care that helps when the need arises. So we have a diligent nursing team as well. So in addition to the caregivers 24/7, we have LPNs and RNs just dedicated to memory care and just dedicated to Rose Arbor. So.
And what are their availability, like I say, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? How do you guys manage that? Because it's always tough to schedule for things like that.
Yeah, so caregiving, there's somebody in the building 24/7. So if the need arises, we do have an LPN till 11 o'clock at night, 4 nights a week, and then an on-call nurse 7 days a week.
Okay.
So if anything happens even overnight, that nurse is aware of it immediately.
I think one of the things you mentioned, which was nice too, is having that extra person, because sometimes there's a 2-person transfer required, or just sometimes the caregivers need a little bit extra help with something, and it's nice to have that person they can call on to fill in for that.
Right. Yep. So it's very important to have kind of that float position that can kind of be where it needs to be. Memory care is hard to predict where that need is going to be during that time or during that day. So it's nice to have someone that knows the building really well, that can float to each wing, cover for breaks, help bring people to activities, just everything that's needed in the day that you can't predict.
Right. And again, you have 39 units, 39 apartments that are in the Wildflower Lodge for just dedicated to memory care. And what's nice is they all feed into a central area, a community area for socialization and activities and music or whatever else you guys have. Tell us more about how that helps support the residents and what kind of activities you guys have.
Exactly. So the main lobby is central, like you said, it's on the main level. All 5 wings are able to come and do activities on that main space. So the activity aides will help them get there. Amber is our Magnolia Trails director. So Magnolia Trails is our activity program specific to memory care only. So she creates a wide range of activities. Like you said, music. I think that was just wrapping up yesterday when you were there.
It was, right.
Yeah, it was wonderful. We've got exercise a couple times a day, artistic classes, just a wide range of everything. Terry, you know more.
Physical activities and exercise are so important.
Yeah.
Keeping mobility for those folks up is so important. And Amber does a terrific job. She's just been with us since April. Yep. And the Magnolia Trails is a brand new rollout for us, and we're just getting our feet on top of it and starting to really work with it. And it is very person-centered. We try to find things that not only are communal and can bring folks together socially in memory care, but also things that the individual really enjoys and wants to do, and can kind of expose those to the other residents as well. So it's a program that we're rolling it out. We've got a little bit to go on it, but it's coming along beautifully, and I think it's just taken our activities and our programming in memory care just up dramatically.
Right. And I also heard that you guys are pretty much full in memory care. So you're a lot of communities are not full at this point, due to partly the pandemic. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you guys are full and And it's important that people, if they have an interest, give Terry a call and get on that waiting list.
Yes, exactly.
All right, I'm hearing the music here. It's going to take us out for a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversations with Jill Whippler and Terry Collins. They both work at Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge Senior Living Community located in Maple Grove, Minnesota. Jill's the executive director and Terry is the sales director. And we're talking about the benefits and challenges of senior living. And if you have any questions, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or you can text us at 612-999-3426. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Hagelin. Please stay with us. All right, welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about ways to improve your health and quality of life. My name is Ken Hagelin, and joining me today is Jill Whippler and Terry Collins. They both work at Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge Senior Living Community located in Maple Grove, Minnesota. Jill's the executive director and Terry's the sales director, and we are talking today about the benefits and challenges of senior living. And in this segment here, we're going to focus on the three greatest challenges in terms of helping you search for the best options in senior living. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. Okay, before we return to our conversation with Jill and Terry, I want to mention that this program is brought to you in part by Episcopal Homes in St. Paul. They have a new program called Neighbor Care. If you know someone who is struggling to maintain living independently or is considering a move to an assisted living community, please call Neighbor Care first. Neighbor Care is a new kind of in-home support service that's more affordable than traditional home care providers. This innovative new home care service is designed to help older adults remain independent by making in-home support services more affordable and accessible. Care professionals can help with daily tasks in smaller time increments, even multiple times each day as needed. This unique support service is offered 24 hours a day by Episcopal Homes in St. Paul. For more than 125 years, Episcopal Homes has been serving the Twin Cities and understands the importance of a safe and supportive home environment. It's currently providing services near the Episcopal Homes coverage area within the urban core of St. Paul. So if you live in that area, please give Karen Bento a call at 651-444-4000. Once again, Karen Bento, 651-444-4000 to find out if Neighbor Care by Episcopal Homes is available in your neighborhood. All right, let's get back to our conversation. I want to mention too, though, that you've got people back at Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge that are taking care of the place for you guys.
Yeah.
And who is that?
Well, Sue is manning the front desk today, so I wanted to give a shout out to Sue. She's our wonderful concierge there. Lena, our housekeeper, and Jay, our housekeeper, are also there today. Many other care staff. So hello, everybody. I can't name everybody, but hi, and thank you for doing what you do every day.
Yes, and you have a great staff. I mean, like I said, they all had smiles on their face. They were greeting me, and it was just a wonderful tour yesterday. I really appreciate you doing that.
We better give a shout out to Kim, though. She's the manager on duty today. I don't want to go to Monday morning meeting.
Right.
We didn't mention her name. So, hi, Kim.
All right. Well, we've been talking about the three greatest challenges. And I want to take this segment here and really delve into that, unpack that, and talk about those things. Because I know when people first venture into senior living, whether it's the adult children, a lot of times it's primarily adult children that are looking at that option for their parents or a parent. But there's always, shock and awe just with pricing and just all the issues that are involved with that. And we've had support services on the show in terms of moving and organizational issues and estate planning. There's so many things that go into transitions at the senior level stage. So let's talk about those greatest challenges that people will face And Terry, why don't you start off with one of those challenges?
Well, there are a lot of challenges. I mean, but the three that we see the most often, I'll start over. The three that we see the most often
Yeah.
are a financial challenge, not understanding the ramifications of senior living at any care level. The second is resistance of the loved one that you're searching to find a senior solution for, a senior living solution, and then the third one is family dynamics. Just how the families just have different opinions on how mom and dad or just dad should be taken care of in their later years, and that's where folks who are in this industry. And I'm not just saying at Rose Arbor, Wildflower Lodge. We all work together to try and find a solution, because we're not talking about a challenge of finding senior living about amenities or a location. We're talking about what are the things that you have to be prepared for when you start this search, and financials is the biggest. And one of the things that folks, when they come to see us, they don't know what mom and dad has financially, or they know that what mom and dad has financially, but they don't understand how long that's going to last. They don't understand what's there to help them if that money starts to run out. Those assets get a little depleted, and those are the things that we we work very hard to make sure that they're aware of everything, so that they can make a good decision on what we can offer them in a financial package.
Yeah, so Rose Arbor has 6 different apartment layouts. So if you're independent living or assisted living, there really is something for every budget. So you can get a 1-bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom apartment over 1,000 square feet. It really depends on what you're looking for. The nice thing about Rose Arbor is that you're able to age in place there. So whether you move in independent living and then need services later, you don't have to pack up and move down the hall or in a different wing. Everything comes right to you, which is wonderful too.
Okay, you can actually stay in the apartment that you started in.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah. Okay, so they've got a rental cost, and then you can always add on different services, different service packages then.
Yes.
For meals or cleaning or other things.
Nursing and caregiver care.
Yeah, yeah.
All those things. And, someone comes into our community in independent living. We watch them and make sure that, they're thriving there in that situation. And if they're not, then we have a long conversation with the resident and the family to move them to a level of care that will continue to allow them to thrive.
Right.
And that's where having such a large nursing team works out beautifully for us.
Yeah.
It really does, because we have a lot of folks, and we keep an eye on everybody, and we make sure that we're doing everything we can to make sure that they're thriving in our setting.
Right, and one of the keys for thriving is isolation. And many communities sometimes struggle with just keeping in touch with their residents and making sure that they're not just being isolated and staying in their apartment, that they are more engaged. So I saw your staff was very engaged in talking and working with the residents you have there. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, we do pride ourselves in knowing everybody. So we are a nice size where I personally can name every resident and where they live, and hopefully a family member or two also. We know everybody. We are a big family there. Our caregivers have been there, a lot of them over 10 years, over 15 years, and a couple since it's opened.
Yeah.
So we truly know our residents.
And yet you do have 130 apartments between
Right.
memory and assisted living and independent care. So, that's a lot of people, and yet you do know everyone's name.
I do.
I saw you saying hi to everybody by their name. That's really important. That gives the family comfort to know that their loved ones being well cared for. Okay. Well, now you guys are private pay for. Okay, so Terry knows the rates, and they can go through and say, well, what fits our budget, what are the needs, and you guys can create whatever that financial level of care needs to be then.
Yeah, so we do actually offer some programs through the county. So
Okay.
we do accept elderly waiver. It is typically after 2 years of private pay, but we have made exceptions before. So a family has been working with Terry, has expressed interest. They're a great family, great fit for us, and if we happen to have the space open, we are able to do that kind of on a need basis if we have that opportunity to. So we want to be a solution for everybody if we can be.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, Terry, let's talk about anything else on the financial aspect of the challenge that people will have to face when they start looking at senior living options.
Just briefly, senior living options in the state of Minnesota no one should ever go without, because there's so much that the state, the county will bring to bear for you and make sure that our seniors are safe and comfortable and thriving in a community. And we work on that we work with that very well, and that's something you just shouldn't be afraid of. Those financial issues, you've talked to a senior living professional, they can help you and guide you through that process.
Right. And Terry is a professional. So give Terry a call and he can help answer your questions there. All right, we got a couple minutes left in this segment. Let's talk about the transition for the resident and maybe some of the uncertainties and concerns that they have about going from let's say their home, a residential home, to now more of a community setting.
Resistance is one of the resistance of the loved one that you're trying to place in senior living is the number 2 reason people don't search it out, and the biggest reason that people start a search and then stop it. Oh. Because they get the resistances. No, I'm living in this house till the day I die, and that's the way I put it, and I put it to a nice lady yesterday. I said, she kept you from running out in the street when you need you've got to keep her safe. And that's the way you have to look at it. If mom and dad are struggling at home, and it can't be a prideful issue, and those decisions have to be made with somebody who's got their best intentions. When I say that's the reason that most people stop, because families get that resistance and, well, she's not going to do it. We're just going to wait until she's not capable of making the decision, and we're going to make it for her. A lot can happen in that time. Yeah. So we try really hard to just say, hey, this is the time where let's bring her in. Let's get her comfortable. And I say her, but it could be dad as well, or both. Right. And we try to make that as something that we're warm and we're welcoming. And I will say about Rose Arbor, because I've done this, I've brought folks in for lunch and sat them down, and that's where our folks in the community take over. Right. And they're phenomenal. Some of the best salespeople I've got at lunchtime are our residents. Yeah. So I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want to give any of them a big head. But yeah, it's a comfort, and you just have to get them comfortable and see what it's all about. A lot of people think that you're going into an assisted living community and it's like going into just south of a hospital. Right. It's not that. It's a community, and that's the feeling that you have to see. You have to get that loved one into the community to make sure that they have a good idea what it's all about. Right. Well, just even going in the elevator, you've got this huge calendar in there that has all the activities each day on it. I'm thinking, well, that's exhausting. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to do all the activities and everything there, that's a lot of activities, which is great. So people can pick and choose and figure out what's best for them. But it's not for lack of options that they would have.
No, definitely not. Active. There's a wide range in Rose Arbor also. We have partnered with Aegis Therapies, so they are actually creating all of our programming in Rose Arbor, and it's been a wonderful partnership. Oh, fantastic. Well, listen, we got the music going here. It's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Jill Whippler and Terry Collins. They both work at Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge Senior Living Community located in Maple Grove, Minnesota. Jill's the executive director and Terry's the sales director, and we are talking about the benefits and challenges of senior living. And we'd ask if you have any questions, this is the time. Last segment's coming up here, folks. If you have questions for us, call us 952-946-6205, or you can text us your question at 612-999-3426. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. I'm Ken Haglund. Please stay with us. Folks, you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about ways to improve your health
and quality of life. My name is Ken Haglund, and joining me today is Jill Whippler and Terry Collins. They both work at Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge Senior Living Community located in Maple Grove, Minnesota. Jill is the executive director and Terry is the sales director, and we've been talking about the benefits and challenges of senior living, and we've been focusing on what are the 3 greatest challenges in searching for your best options in senior care. Before we get back in our conversation, let's remind our audience how they can get more information from you and from your website.
Awesome. Well, you can go online at capitalsenior.com, search your zip code, and we are the only building in Minnesota from Capital, so it should be easy to find, Rose Arbor. Our phone number, give Sue a call at 763-493-5910.
All right. And
She is standing by.
Yes, I met her yesterday, and she is amazing. Great ambassador for you guys. So yeah, give Sue a call if you have any questions. And great photos here on your webpage. It does have that lodge feel to it. I mean, both the exterior of the building and also the interior. You just feel like you're on vacation up north in Minnesota.
Yes, thank you.
In the Lake Wobegon area.
We love it, yeah.
Yeah.
We're a little different from what's being built and what's being remodeled to these days.
That is so true, and that's why I encourage people. You really, if you live in that Maple Grove, live in that kind of northwest area here, the Twin Cities, you just got to call Terry, get a tour, so at least you can see what this unique community looks like and get the feel for it, because you just can't get the feel necessarily on a website. But a tour was so helpful for me yesterday. That was very, very beneficial. All right. We have the last of the 3 greatest challenges to talk about here in the last segment. We've got about 5 minutes left. Let's talk about the family dynamics.
Family dynamics are just as it sounds. Everyone in a family has an opinion on just about everything. But when it comes to taking care of either mom or dad or mom and dad, those opinions get very emotional and very ingrained, and folks dig their feet in. And it's unfortunate, but it's understandable, because everybody cares for their mom and their dad equally, but they all have different opinions. And this is one of the things that, before a search for senior living can happen or should happen, maybe those conversations have to be held. A lot of times we get folks that, the oldest daughter's coming in and starting the search, but she knows the rest of her family's not on board, and then it becomes kind of our job to help them get on board. And we accept that. Mm-hmm. We do accept that, because we're a community that can handle a wide range of folks. We want families to come into our community. I don't mind if somebody wants to check us out and then bring the family back later. We tour folks 3-4 times. Mm-hmm. But the thing about dynamics is, all families have dynamics, and people kind of think that they're in this all by themselves, and they're not. And folks in senior living kind of understand how families operate and how, like they say, they care for mom and dad, but they care in different ways. And we try to address that. Yeah. And we try to help them bring that out and come to a common goal of finding them a safe, secure, happy place for them to be in. But it has to be one of the most difficult things for a family to come together on something that maybe mom's resistant. Brother says, "We'll leave her at home." Mm-hmm. Sister says, no, she's not safe. Those kind of things happen every day. Yeah. And we just want them safe, and we just want to give them options that kind of can take those dynamics and turn them into something very positive.
Well, and the dynamics too, I've talked to several families over the years, and one of the concerns is that the children end up taking more and more responsibilities for the property, the home, just mowing the lawn or shoveling the driveway and the steps and keeping it from being icy. And I think sometimes the children of the parents almost don't realize how exhausting that is. Mm-hmm. And they go from being then a son or daughter to being a service provider. And yeah. I see that happen all the time. And they lose that connection with their family to a certain extent because they're just busy doing errands and everything. Yeah. And so a lot of times it's a great relief for the children to know, wow, mom and dad or one or the other just has a great place, and it's it's being monitored. They're again, you guys are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the kids just can't do that.
Right. You'd be surprised how many families come in and tell us mom and dad are independent in their own home, but then doing, the tour and with conversations, we discover mom and dad are independent, sure, but one sister's grocery shopping for them every week and meal prepping.
Right.
One sister is doing medication management.
Right.
Our brother is taking over finances. I mean, how independent then, and how much freedom is there in that to make their own decisions and not rely on people as much as they are already. So
Right.
we want to be that solution for them then, and the resource for families.
Well, go ahead, Terry.
One of the things that I always like to tell people is that we want to help the family take care of mom and dad or mom here.
Right.
We want them to be part of the care team, but we want to take those things, those day-to-day things that just make sure for their well-being, and take them on.
Yeah.
And that when you're sitting in a room and you talk to folks and you give them solutions, and you just see them just totally relax in a conversation, you've done a pretty good day's work.
Right. Well, in the family, when they go to see mom and dad, they're coming there to your place or other communities for that sole purpose, instead of pulling up and saying, oh, the law's not mowed, or there's a tree branch fell, or
I got to unload the groceries.
Right, or the window pane is starting to whatever. It's almost like going to your cabin. You just spend so much time trying to fix things up and maintain things. Again, you lose that quality of life and quality of time with your loved ones. So it's important that you just explore these options, and the sooner the better, because then you can start getting more acclimated to the options and choices out there. Because it's important. Amenities are important. Location is hugely important. Easy access for the family to get to see their loved ones. And I know you guys are right off the freeway there and nestled in that nice community. It's an easy access.
Yeah, it is. It is a beautiful community. We're close to many things, but still kind of nestled away in a quiet environment with wild turkeys and wildlife all over. So we are just, very special in that way.
All right. Well, it's time for us to wrap this up, guys.
Well, thank you, Ken.
Yeah, thank you to Jill Whippler and Terry Collins. They both work at Rose Arbor and Wildflower Lodge Senior Living Community located in Maple Grove, Minnesota. And Jill is the executive director and Terry is the sales director. If you have any questions for them, you can give them a call, 763-493-5910. We hope you enjoyed today's show. We are here to answer any questions you have. You can call us on our radio show phone line, 612-999-3426. Please contact us. Give us suggestions. Give us ideas for future topics and show guests. We love hearing from you guys. Please join us again next Saturday at noon for another live broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, live well.